We're wobbly today. Hey YouTube, what's going on? It's Gothman. More epic stuff today. Gothman has shaven about as much as I shave nowadays. I get it down to like a 0 on the buzzer, and that's about as shaved as I get. But I do actually shave the head, so that's completely shaved. It's really hot. Hi, buddy. Got your ball? Good boy. Dog's here. Got the dog in the video. Come on, Bubba. Come up. Say hi. Hi. I got the other dog over there too. He's asleep. He doesn't give a crap. You go get it. Ready? Go get it. Oh, that totally hit one of my props. Speaking of props, we have something fun today. It's not a DIY. I know it says DIY in the title. I apologize. I'm going to explain what I did, but it's so simple. If you make me do this for you, then you're not going to do this ever. This is super simple. This is GED simple. This is the definition of KISS, which keep it simple, stupid. This does not require effort. All it requires is the tools. And here are the tools that you need. If you want to make advanced potion making, 2nd edition, or the 4th edition, whichever one strikes your fancy for your collection, you need 3 files. 2 files, 1 is optional. You need your inner page for the Half-Blood Prince. I made a 2-sided insert. There's a PDF on the RPF, which you can download. There's also a co-op where they just have a ton of pages. The original Screen Use book has 12 pages, and they repeat those 12 over and over and over and over and over again. So somebody had gone in and made like 192 pages of a textbook, and then written all Severus Snape's notes in or whatever, and it was beautiful, and people have used that for their personal use for a long time. And then now there's a new group trying to make screen-accurate ones, which I don't really know how you do because, like I said, there's only 12 pages. But they're doing their best with it, so I wish you guys all the luck. I hope everything comes out really cool. I'm keeping an eye on it. Ooh, pardon me. But get yourself the first page that has the Half-Blood Prince's signature on it. Make a back page if you really want. Get yourself a book that you want to use as a base. Preferably one with a fabric cover, not one with a glossy cover. Glossy cover doesn't hold glue so well. It's a lot easier to do one of these old school books. Has a nice old paper to it so that it doesn't look glossy and modern and slick. And then you're going to need a cover file, which again, you can print to whatever size you want, or if you have photo manipulation software, if like GIMP or something like that, that's free, you can just size it however you want and print it. And I enjoy changing mine to make it the way I suited. You've noticed that mine is a lot more purple than the Screen Used one, which is a little more blue, because the licensed version is purple, and I like the purple better than the blue. Purple's my favorite color, so I went with that. And those are your optional, those are the ones you absolutely need. There's an optional need, which is also your float bind pages, your inner lining pages. And that you can also download on the RPF. I took this one out of a scan in one of my Harry Potter prop books that actually showed what it looked like. The problem is it's a leaf. It's a gold leaf with green print and white. I can't print that on my printer at home. I only have a color laser printer, so I don't have that leafing ability. So I just printed it the way it is, and the pattern's there, but it doesn't have the leafing. Sue me. And I chose to add that just because I wanted to cover up the work that I did when I folded over the cover. So that would be the other thing you need. You'll probably want access to be able to print these things at 11 by 17, which is tabloid size here in America. The equivalent, I guess, is A1 in Europe. And we would just go to Staples to do that. If you can put it on a PDF pre-sized on a thumb drive, you don't even need to deal with the associates, which I recommend you don't. The quality of print work at Staples and stuff, it's horrible. I've never once gone there and been satisfied. If you go to a local print shop, even better. I do have better luck with FedEx Kinkos than I've ever had with Staples. Staples is god-awful. I hate Staples. I've never heard "no, I don't want your money" more times than I've gotten from Staples. So this is my public disclaimer. I don't support Staples. Don't go to Staples for your print needs. Having said that, let's take a look at mine. So I'm going to zoom in here. So mine, you'll notice, has some silver to it. Why is that? Because I printed it on silver cardstock. I knew there was some foiling, and I didn't want to do foil, as I mentioned, but I wanted to have that silver sheen. Makes it look a little more magical. So I printed it on silver cardstock. But I've sanded the crap out of it, so you can see, it's like zooming in on my face right now. You can see like that's exposed cardboard and stuff. So I really put it through the ringer. I took it to the barn and I smashed it on the floor and stuff. Like, it's jacked up. So I really sanded the crap out of this and made it look beat up because it's supposed to be old. It was supposed to be back when Snape was a student. Now he's in his 40s teaching Harry. Maybe he's in his 50s, 40s? I gotta check the timeline. But anyway, it's like a 20-year-old book, at least. So this thing is supposed to be super jacked up. So, Labadius Borage, I guess. I don't know his name. His book is copyright 1960. Original 1944, 1952. So this is a second edition of Advanced Potion Making. So kind of cool. But like I said, I put my float page in, but most books have a float page already. So you can just leave that if you don't actually want to do your cover the way I did mine. So a book can have multiple blank pages, and this would be a perfect page to paste your... You could paste it literally right onto this, or you could insert it. Depends on how you want to do it. I'm going to tell you the slightly more complicated way. We'll start off with the easy way first, which is you print your file. I recommend using your own printer to print out two that overlap so you can make a sample and check your size before you go spend money at Staples. And then you just sort of make sure it fits, and you do your wrap, and you check, and you're like, oh yeah, that works great. You could glue that all on. So you could have your flaps, these parts that fold over, you cut away the part on the spine, so you're just gluing it to the spine itself, and it's not gonna fold over the spine, but it will fold over this, and this. So you glue every inch of this with contact cement. Contact cement here, contact cement on your paper, squink, Bob's your uncle, and then the spine is there, and then you sand it down so it doesn't look like it's peeling off, and that's fine. If you want to fold over the spine, then you gotta cut out the pages. And if you do that, that means you gotta glue them back in. That's where having float pages comes in handy, because that's how you're gonna get it back in the book. So you fold it over completely, then you put the spine back in and you fold it in that way. If you want to have a loose spine, the pages basically hold the book in. If it's for show, you can actually glue the spine flat against like that, and then it doesn't open so well. But it's up to you, because like this opens okay, but it does strain the book. So that's really up to you and how you want to do it. When you print it out, it's good to have a bleed so you can fold over. And then once you know where your corners are, you got a 45-degree angle on those, so that way this folds up, this folds in, this folds over, and it matches very nicely on the inside. So size it, print it, do what you want to do with it. Like I said, the files are on the RPF. Not all of them are print ready, so make sure you look for one that is print ready. And then if you rip the guts out, like I like to do, I like to take 10 or 12 pages, rip them out, and actually glue my Advanced Potion Making against the lip of the spine that's now exposed. There's going to be some glue and some hard edge there that's now exposed, and you can get that right in on there, and then this page is functional. So that's fun too. It doesn't leave a double heavy page, but again, it's really how you want to do it. So that's all it takes. That's literally it. It's not hard, and the result is a very nice book that looks like a prop, and you can keep with your Harry Potter collection, of which I have a shitload. And it's cool. I actually did this as a test, so there were some mistakes that I made on this one. For starters, you can see there's a little bit more top and bottom to my layout than I like, because my guts were one size and I didn't measure my cover correctly, and I screwed that up. And then when I close it, it just seems like this is a little short. I would love this to be just a hair longer, not even like 1/8 of an inch over a little bit more, and I would have been much happier. But it's a test, and that's all it was. The real reason I tested is because I want to do a series of textbooks for my Harry Potter set. And this is something that I'd love to see if you guys do it, do it. This really cool Norwegian YouTuber who recovered all her books in leather, custom leather that she did. And I thought that was great. So I said, well, if I was going to do a custom set of Harry Potter books, I wouldn't cover it with leather. I'd want them to look like movie props and textbooks. So I started thinking about this book in particular. This is the movie version, but book 6 was actually the first book that I read, because I had seen all the films, and then in college I was like, you know what, I'm going to read the next Harry Potter book as it comes out. And that was actually the first time I sat down and read a Harry Potter book. I read 6, I read 7, and then I went back and listened to the audiobooks 1 through 7, and I've done that a couple times now. I really love Jim Dale. So, it occurred to me, I was like, I think if I took my book 6, I would want to recover it as advanced potion making. So originally this was a test so that I could then go and cover advanced potion making, but I wanted to get it right so I didn't ruin the book. And I thought it'd be really cool to have the float binding inside and all that and have it look really cool. And then when you open it, the first page is advanced potion making. And then when you open it, it's the book, The Half-Blood Prince. And I thought that would be a lot of fun. Then I thought, well, could you do that with all 6? What would be the books for all 6? So I thought about it. Book 1, you could do Hogwarts: A History or A History of Magic by Bathilda Bagshot. That would be a logical first book. The second, got to be a Gilderoy Lockhart book. Like, I love Gilderoy Lockhart in the films. Kevin Branagh, I love him to death. So Kenneth Branagh, geez, I got his name wrong. Hercule Poirot, love him. Director of the first Thor. I've been a big fan of his ever since I found out he was the guy in Wild Wild West with Kevin Kline. I was like, he's the Southern bad guy? He's British. So I love that guy. Him as Gilderoy Lockhart is one of the funniest characters I've ever seen. Love that guy. Love him to death. And that would definitely be my book 2. Probably Magical Me versus Who Am I? I think Magical Me would be a lot more fun. So I would do that book for book 2. Book 3, that would probably be my Defense Against the Dark Arts book because Snape says, turn to page 394. So I would want to do that. So that would be that one. I know they make a Defense Against the Dark Arts cover that you could use. I don't know if it's accurate to movie 3, but that would be why that would be my defense. And then on page 394, I would actually at 393 have an insert with the Vitruvian Werewolf. So that would be what I would do with book 3. Book 4, the only one that comes to mind is Water Plants of the Highland Locks, the book that Neville reads to figure out Gillyweed. So I would probably need to do that because I'm really not too sure what else you could do unless you made a fan book about the Triwizard Tournament or something like that, and that could be a thing. Yeah, I don't really know what else for Goblet of Fire you could do. You could do, some people said you could do Tom Riddle's Diary for book 2, but I would still definitely do Gilderoy Lockhart, but since Voldemort comes back, in theory you could do the Diary, but I think Water Plants of the Highland Locks is the only one that makes sense. Book 5, I don't even want to own it. I don't like it. I hate that book. I hate that audiobook. I hate that movie. I'd rather just not own it, period. But I don't know what you would do for book 5. The OWLs were pretty important, so maybe make it a cover for an exam for OWLs. Or Dolores Umbridge in the movie does give them a garbage Defense Against the Dark Arts book, and you can see it in the scene where she gives Harry detention for the first time. They all have it. So my guess would be it could be that book. Book 6 is obviously Advanced Potion Making, and Book 7 could only be The Life and Lies of Albus Dumbledore by Rita Skeeter. That is the obvious thing. The one thing I would do differently on that book is I would Photoshop out Dumbledore and I would put in Richard Harris because I am a big Richard Harris fan, and he is my favorite Dumbledore. I have nothing against Michael Gambon, it's just that he's not Richard Harris. So I love, sometimes the second guy is the better guy. I prefer the second Rhodey in Marvel, which is fine. You know, I prefer, the second singer of Iron Maiden. I prefer the second singer in AC/DC. I have nothing against the next guy, but I don't think you can do better than Richard Harris. When I read Harry Potter or I listen to Harry Potter, I see Richard Harris. So for me, I would change that out, but that would be my book 7. And that would be like the set that I would do. It would be like a series of textbooks and stuff from the movies, for the most part. And I think that would be a fun way to collect your Harry Potter books and make them personal. So I don't know if I'll ever get to it. It's definitely something that I'll collect files for and keep for a rainy day if I ever get time. I'm building so many Necronomicons, it's hard to find time to do stuff, but I ran into a snafu with those, so while I was waiting, I thought this would be a good thing to pass the time. But yeah, I don't know if I'll ever get enough time to do all those books, but I definitely would love to do it to my book 6, if nothing else. And I'd love to do the Deathly Hallows as Life and Lies of Albus Dumbledore. That would be cool. I may make a Life and Lies of Albus Dumbledore just for fun. I'd love to do book 1 as A History of Magic as well. I think that would be really fun. I really would like to do Chamber of Secrets as Magical Me. I would really like to do that too. But the rest of them are just sort of filler to have the full set. So I think if I could only do one more, it would be the Gilderoy Lockhart one. Because those books were so prominently featured in the film. Yeah, so that's kind of what's going on. Ugh, itchy nose today. Grogu and I are hanging out. Can I have this? Thanks, man. I'm going to go... All right, you can have it back. I'm sorry. I'm going to go put this with the rest of my Harry Potter stuff. Thank you for checking out my Babu Frick video. If you haven't seen that, check it out. I've actually got some updates to him. I've repainted him. He looks a hell of a lot better now. I'll put him up in my next Star Wars video. And I haven't really gone through my Harry Potter collection, and I would love to do a video where I just kind of go through all that. I may do that in the near future, where I go through, because I have all the Deathly Hallows, and I have some wands and things that I really like, and some random items here and there. Nothing super special, but just some fun tidbits. So I'd love to kind of go over that stuff. But for now, that's all I got on making yourself advanced potion making. I would zoom in and really show you guys what it looks like super detailed, but there's so many videos on this book already. It's really nothing new, except that I did it on a fully silver sheet, which I like a lot. So thank you for checking it out. Hopefully you build your own. Like I said, the method is super simple. And if you decide to do custom cover your own Harry Potter books, I'd love to see it. I'd love to hear about it. Let me know in the comments below if there's any super awesome movie books that you've never seen a replica of and you'd really like to. As you guys know, I just finished the Sacred Jedi text. I'll have a couple more coming. I've now done a Harry Potter book. Fake books from movies and film and TV are my thing. So if there's one that you'd like to see me attempt, let me know. And maybe it's something that I'll do in the future. But thank you for checking it out. It's almost time to go back to Hogwarts. That's one of the reasons we're making this video right now. And make sure everybody goes out and supports Harry Potter in Westchester, New York this winter, fall, around October. They're doing a Forbidden Forest thing. I am going to go to that. I'm going to have a lot of fun. No, I'm not going to video it because I'm going to be looking with my eyeballs. I might take some photos and stuff. That's my wife. I guess I'll see you guys later.